Hey there, Joan Kosmachuk, your seasonal color, style, and confidence coach. And I wanted to talk to you today about the two different approaches to seasonal color analysis. Now, you might be saying to me, too, I've seen dozens, maybe hundreds of different approaches on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. And what I can tell you is that even though there are many different tools that are used to do seasonal color analysis, and those are really seemingly endless today, there are still only two approaches. The one approach that is gained a lot of popularity but started in the 1980s with Carol Jackson is where a company will take a pre-made palette, and typically Carol started with making one for winter, one for spring, one for autumn, and one for summers. And the idea was that by showing you these four different palettes, one of those would connect more with you than the others, and that would put you into your season, and then you would be given that pre-made palette of colors. And this happened to me in the 1980s. I was best aligned with spring colors, and I was given this palette that somebody had said was colors that were great for spring. The problem was that those colors, although they had more to do with me than the other seasons, they were actually too saturated for my softer coloring. So I, never really benefited a whole lot from that color palette. But over time, and even places like Color Me Beautiful realized, well, we need more harmonies than just four. And so they started creating subseasons, right? So it might be a soft summer or a cool summer or a, bright spring or a true spring. So they had all these different subtypes, which was very similar to what Suzanne had been doing. But again, the difference is that what they did was they created these pre-made palettes, beautiful harmonies, and said this would be a true spring and this would be a soft summer, whatever the case may be, or this might be a blue autumn. They had all different names for them, but it was a harmony that someone had created. And then now you have 16 or maybe 24 or something harmonies that people can hold up to you and say, okay, which one of these looks best on you? If you are fortunate enough to be a person whose personal harmony, really does align with one of those pre-made harmonies, then you'll end up with a fairly decent palette. It'll be missing a few key things, like your skin tone for number one. That's a huge one. It might not have your hair color or your eye color exactly, but it will be close enough that you'll be able to get away with the colors in that palette, and it will feel like a good match for you. However, if you don't fit into one of those pre-made harmonies, then you're going to feel like, this was just not quite right. Maybe it's close, but it just doesn't feel right for me. And that's why I use the approach that Suzanne Cahill did, which was to start with your personal harmony. So we look at your skin tone, your eye color, your hair color, and we're building a palette that is based on your inherent color harmony. Most often, every single palette will be a little bit differently because none of us are exactly the same. Even if you and I are both the same type of spring or just a spring, we might have different skin color. We might have a different tone to our skin. We might have a different hair color. We might have a different eye color. And so there's going to be things on the palette that are going to be different, even if we have some colors that are slightly the same. When we're talking about people who come from different ethnic backgrounds, who have different skin tones other than Caucasian, then it becomes even more important that we work from that inherent color harmony, because it is going to be very unique for them, the colors that they can wear as a spring, a summer, an autumn, or a winter. They might be slightly warmer or cooler or more neutral than somebody who has Caucasian skin tone, colored eyes and light hair. So it is really important that when you're looking at your seasonal color analysis, you ask yourself, what is the approach? Are they working with already pre-made palettes that I'm going to have to somehow fit into, or are they creating a palette from my unique color harmony? And I'm going to let you guess which one is the most accurate and which one will serve you the best.